would you recommend a BRRRR method in expensive markets, but instead of just renting it out, house hacking?
So there's a couple of thoughts behind this, right? Especially when you're initially starting out. A great reason for doing a BRRRR method as a house hack is this. When you get done with the BRRRR method, all right, banks will loan up to 98% loan to value. Some are at 90. You have to talk to different banks. All right, some are at 85, but a lot of banks will loan up to 98% loan to value on your property. So let me break that down for you. If you do a BRRRR method and you appreciate a property, right? And let's say you now have a $200,000 property, banks will lend up to $190,000 if it's an owner occupied property. Now, if it's an investment property, banks will only loan to 22 or 25%. You have to own that much into it. So you can pull much more equity out, and then you can go reuse that equity for additional properties, or whatever it is that you want. But and then after you pull that money out, you only have to wait 6 months, and then you can move out anyway. So that's another thing to consider. But it both methods work. We know people that do investment property BRRRRs and house hack BRRRRs, and they both work. It's just really a matter of what are you trying to do with that money? What are you trying to do in real estate? Do you want to buy more properties? Are you just pulling that money out to have a bigger emergency fund, or put more money into different investment funds or whatever? It's really tailored to you because both work. But doing it a house hack where you're an owner occupied, it's very advantageous to do it that way. And
Yeah,
another thing to consider real quick is the fact that interest rates could be substantially lower for you as an owner occupied than if you BRRRR into an investment property. But again, they both work. And so I personally BRRRRed into an owner occupied for the interest rate, and then I moved out after the 6 month period, right? But I know people that BRRRR right into an investment property and go buy a different deal. I did the invert way. Instead of BRRRRing into investment property and then buying a second property, the second property I bought at the same time was owner financed, and then I owner financed it for 6 months until I can move out and owner finance into my second property, right? So there's a lot of ways to get creative with this, with interest rates and pulling money out and things like that. So
yeah, and if you're willing to house hack, that really makes sense to do that BRRRR strategy and a house hack at the same time. So when you go ahead and refinance, you can go get that other property and you can continue to house hack. So you're utilizing all the amazing benefits of the BRRRR strategy and house hack at the same time. Like you get the best of both worlds. So you get to save on your living costs while you're using that BRRRR strategy.
absolutely, absolutely.